There's been a lot of that going around lately, right, Phil? You think you're on fucking easy street and then you get kicked in the fucking face.
To the next bubble screen over here. Let's throw curls.
You know, not every starter's out there.
Bears Hour Live.
32 is the identity.
We were kind of stuck in neutral, and I thought it was a good idea to hand the play calling over to Bill Lazor.
Loses the football, strip sack, and a take.
Bears Hour Live. Bears Hour Live. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys Draft Talking, the smartest man alive. Yo. Bears Hour Live. Bears Hour Live. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys Draft Talking, the smartest man alive. Ran up with a true analysis. You expect raw passion for the show. Bear fans get locked in with real emotion and passion for every play. Coach Phil gonna bring that range, but in with facts by shade. Post game show like nothing else you're gonna hear. Some can try to copy, but our buckets are sincere. Delivering the truth on what just happened, to be clear. That's why we're on TV, so you can see it, not just hear. Hey, yo, with Draft Dr. Phil, you know it's always hit sticks. Splitting double T's like 96 Hakeem hits. You can tell the shit matters. Their love can be felt. Critical of Nagy cause the talent he's been dealt. Our life keeps growing. Shane's all knowing. Delivering the truth on how the QB's throwing. Dimes on time or just lacking fundamental. Whatever the case, we get hot like Cecil. Fiery discussions on what happened in the game. This ain't your daddy's postgame, so expect the fucking flame. Not for the average fan, a loss they can't survive.
But don't you worry.
Bears Hour Live.
Bears Hour Live. Bears Hour Live. We go on live right after Bears
I don't think we're that much
The myth, the red legend, Draft Dr. Phil Ocean.
Because teams realize, hey, we gotta stop Matt.
When you put that much into it, you don't let that. And the guy next to you said, "You son of a bitch, you better block." That's what happens. That's when you have a real good team.
And let's get it on.
This is Bears Hour Live.
Welcome to Jesper Horsted season. Preseason week number 3. Chicago wins 27-24. But the questions still abound, Bears fan, just like we're always used to each and every week. We never know what's going to happen, but you know what? Up next, like I says, at the bottom of your screen, the regular season. So we got a little bit of a wait to get that here. The questions are aplenty, that's for sure. But one thing we can always count on, we're going to jump right into it. We shared with the patrons at halftime that this is going to be a condensed version of BHL. So it's going to be a little bit shorter tonight. But one thing that may not be very short, other than his height, his stature, is DDP's rant coming up. So let's go.
I thought Jackal was producing this show, but I guess not. I mean, where's the John Madden when you need him? I mean, listen, guys, you know, football, especially in preseason, is about preparation. You want to prepare your football team to go out there and be available, emotional, and with the, you know, the roster decisions still up in the air and those things that you normally feel when it comes to a football team, I didn't feel it tonight. I didn't. What I felt was the same old, same old. And the worst part about it is I feel like the season's lost before it's begun because I have no faith, no hope, Gary, at all in Coach Nagy. The offensive line, you put a Fetty out there who hasn't, mind you, and some people will argue, hey, you know, he needs those reps. Yeah, he probably does. Should he be starting? over Larry Borum, who's been there and is a part of your future? These are the things. Alex Bars comes in. Mustafa can't play center. Your center is getting blown off the ball the very first play. As I said at halftime with the patrons, it's so disappointing on so many levels because you know what this was about? It wasn't about Justin Fields. It wasn't about where this future is going. It was about Matt Nagy. It was about bubble wrap and hiding. When I look around the NFL, it's so unfortunate. I see other teams prepared. They go in with a plan because they want to build confidence. Their goal isn't to make the second string look good. The goal is to make the first team look good. And if you've already decided that Andy Dalton's your guy without recognizing that final 2-minute drive of sheer utter beauty in the pass, you see, you're never going to win. Because the naysayers are going to say it's because Justin's playing with second teamers. See, it's your job as a head coach to drive the car, drive the ship. The iceberg's there. You got to turn that wheel. You got to know the direction. You got to hold people accountable. But again, we see the softness, the missed tackles, the sloppiness, the offensive line confusion. They don't know what the hell they're doing. As a football coach, and we're going to have my father on the show. As a football coach, your last preseason game, yeah, you want to get out. It doesn't matter the score, all of that. But you want to see fundamentals. You want to see some pride. You want to see some preparation. You put Justin Fields out there to start with the first team offensive line, and they fire out like a bunch of cream puffs. Cream puffs. And anybody in their right minds watching that game, yeah, there's positives like Free Justin's talking here. Gibson looked great. Obviously, Jasper Horsted, as Shane said. I mean, nothing on this evening is better than Shane's hat. Nothing. Shane's hat is the MVP tonight. Where do you see this hat if you're just tuning in? This is going to be the shortest show ever. The biggest absurdity is this coaching staff. And you know what? The cream puff show, the patty cake pagoda, whatever we're going to title this in preparation for the LA Rams on Sunday Night Football in front of the nation. Do you ask yourselves right now, do you feel comfortable with a guy that's got to do this? And this is the first time I'll ever, because my mouth sucks.
What are the whys, right? What are the whys? And so when we all understand what the whys are, whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever that is. What whys do you know? The only wise is the wise man once said to me, and he'll be on this show tonight. Your football team is a reflection of you, the head coach. And tonight, I saw a team just going through the motions. Going through the motions, coach. You tell me where the whys are. I want to know why that Larry Borum isn't out there at right tackle as you prepare yourself for the season. Because Affetti clearly wasn't ready. And yeah, that rhymed. Because I'm prepared here. I'm prepared. I was prepared to see something. Oh, by the way, Shane will tell you, a 30-year-old running back getting carries. That's important tonight. For the 2-minute drill, let's run a draw play. Let's do that. This is the stuff that gives me agita beyond belief. And I'll say this last point. You know, if you want to be a championship football team, your job as a coach is to put players in the best positions to succeed. I said this earlier today on another show, and I'll say it again on our show, the best Bears post-game show out there, because you get the real talk. The real talk is John Harbaugh, Bill Parcells, Belichick, leaders of men on a football field with a plan. It doesn't matter what fucking school you went to. It doesn't matter where we picked you. It doesn't matter how much I pay you or anything of that nature. I see Lamar Jackson and I see a talent. I got to change my offensive philosophy to fit him. I see Justin Fields out there. He gives me the best chance to win, bar none. I don't have 4 years to wait for Andy Dalton and nobody else that's been here with Matt Nagy to learn his offense. Make a new offense. Make an offense around Justin Fields and get it done, because Sunday night's going to come. And you're going to be in front of the fucking nation, Nagy. And everybody's going to ask you the whys. Why are you still the head coach? That is my rant tonight. That's my fucking rant, Shane. Give me that. For God's sake, your preseason game, get me this fired up, because I love this game of football. I love it. Let's bring in my dad. I know you're upset with me swearing.
You might have to ground him, Coach.
Jesus, Dad. I can't believe.
I don't blame him.
I don't
blame him.
Jesus.
I got to say, to all your viewers out there,
yes.
You look at the game and you look at the teams, and you know one is really coached well, and the other one isn't. I got to tell you, from the very beginning, no matter who for that team stepped on the field, they were well coached.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you right now, they were ready to play, and I don't think the Bears were ready to play. And I think you said it, Phil. You got to have a plan. You got to go into the. Dalton should have played tonight.
I totally agree.
What the hell? He's going to be a starting quarterback. Put him under fire. So far, he looked like shit. So put him in there. Let's make a decision on him. It's his job to lose. It would have been tonight, believe me. But that team, that is a very good football team. You know what they were talking about? Of course, you heard the same thing I heard. They're going to the Super Bowl. They really feel that. And I said, you know what? They got a shot. They got a great defense. They got good special teams. They got good receivers. And they got a good quarterback. Tannehill, I always liked this kid when he played at A&M. I said, that kid is going to be a great quarterback. They screwed up at Miami. That kid should have been at Miami, and they wouldn't have wasted a draft choice, because he was a great quarterback.
Again, they didn't do
what he can do
around him.
That's right.
Same thing with Mitch and this fucking clown boy. People can hate Mitch all they want. We saw last week when a coach understands, hey, this is what he does well. You stop us. Yes, we're coming for you. That's football, Dad. How many times Belly got 7 yards. No, let's go into trips now. Let's not run it again. Like, who does that? Matt Nagy does that. That's right. And I heard you swear tonight. So welcome to the TTNL family. We got some swears on it. Yes, you did. We saw this, Shane. Let's throw curls. We keep seeing the curls. Matt Nagy, I tell you, he's an offensive guru, guys. I can't even watch his presser. I hope they don't show it again. It's so, I just don't have any faith. I'll be the first one to say, you know what? Wow. If this football team goes out on Sunday Night Football, in a week and a half now, Shane? What is it? 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Sunday Night Football. In front of the fucking nation. Shane's nightmare, right, Shane?
Well, yeah, because I got to get up 2 hours after we wrap BHL for work, but you know how it is.
What? I'm serious.
You got to sleep all day Sunday.
Exactly.
We're going to have to call in sick to work. I mean, everybody watching this show is going to be. Listen, I don't even know what that was. Can you imagine flying and spending all that money going down to Tennessee and putting that out there? It's like, how is Justin Fields? And I'm telling you, I'm not reading into this, Shane. When he said last week, I mean, he's my coach. I mean, I got to trust him. Like that wasn't an endorsement. That was like a crime. It's like, yeah, he is what is it? The warden of the prison. I have to trust him. Meanwhile, he's letting guards go in there and beat the fuck out of you. That is not a freaking culture that I want Justin Fields learning from. To your point, Dad, and I think it's a good one, Shane. Why isn't Andy Dalton out there? Like, he knows this offense backward. He's looked great. I mean, this is a shit show.
The Bills and Packers earlier in the day. I mean, Josh Allen is going to be a MVP candidate this year. He was out slinging the ball in the whole first half, all around the field.
Yeah,
but
and he took some shots too.
He sure did.
And you're ready to go. And you're ready to go. Now I got those licks out of me. I'm ready to go. It's a Saturday night. They should have played this game at 10 in the morning. It was disgusting. I feel so bad. I said to my wife and I said to Shane, this will be the shortest BHL. It's no offense to you guys, but literally, what am I watching? I'm going to talk to you about how this piece of shit they cut Wims. They should have. And he comes in and he puts his head down on a fullback screen. He's in the open field, puts his head down like this. Fullback runs right by him all the way down inside. I'm like, what is this?
Yep.
This is the NFL? What?
You know what you
your
said
whole
earlier.
Staff sucks. They haven't even started yet. Oh my God.
You know what you said in the beginning. It's tough. Just play this game. You have to be tough. And you can't everybody's accountable. When you step out of line, you're punished. Get at the end of the line. That's a Parcells thing. Take a seat. You're out of the game. You see it the Monday.
They don't do that here. Ditka did that. Is it a coincidence that they won? That's the only time they won?
Oh, I tell you.
I'm telling you.
I said
this is a corporate world, Dad. As Sam said, there's so many fucking shoe salesmen in the NFL. Fans don't even know it. They get offended that I would say, hey, I would do a better job coaching this football team. That offends some people out there. What are you now? I know more about this fucking shit than this dude. I can guarantee he's lost. He doesn't hold anybody accountable. He doesn't hold himself. He's still asking the whys. I mean, that drop is going to be played all throughout the season. Get used to it. And I'm sure he's going to come in here talking some other things. And this is a nothing. And again, those blog boys and friends as well are going to pass this off as well. It's just preseason. Okay. But remember, this guy and that guy right next to me were the only fucking two guys saying, no, football doesn't change. There's no new ages. They put some new rules in. They protect the quarterbacks. And yes, that stuff. They added another game. That stuff changes. But the game is won and lost up front. And that offensive line looked pathetic. That's what you're starting with. You don't know your assignments. You didn't even play your best center. Did you see the freaking center?
Phil, this is
67.
It's got a butt in here. Ryan Cox just shared this tweet with me, and this is from Adam Hogue. We had, you saw a big game from Jesper Horsted, but if you really look into the words that Jesper just spoke, just listen to what he said. Jesper Horsted on his first touchdown catch tonight. That was just an example of the power of Justin Fields. What does that say to you?
He's got the locker room.
Yeah, 100%.
Listen, is this really that hard, Dad?
No,
that Justin Fields your fucking quarterback? Is it really that hard? I mean, I even could tell you, listen, he gives you the best chance to win because he's the guy that can overcome the stupidity of Nagy.
Well, and your inept offensive line. Yeah.
And you're off. Exactly. He might get hurt. Oh, well.
It's the NFL. 100% injury rate.
I'm telling you.
This is the reality where they find themselves. And it's unfortunate. Yes, I know. Khalil Mack didn't play. This one didn't. Robert Quinn didn't play. Eddie Jackson didn't play. We can go down who didn't play. But this is the NFL. This is where you do things. And Mike V, you're right. We say it all the time. They just can't get out of their own way with anything. They make it so goddamn complex. This isn't the fucking new diet fad. This goes back to running the football. David Montgomery's not out there. Now David has to be prepared for one carry where he got hurt and then he's
leading
out.
the praises on Horsted's first touchdown.
Yeah,
he was
ran
out
down
there,
the field, right?
Yeah.
I love that hat, by the way, man. Just saying, that is the MVP tonight. It's Jasper Horsted, though. I know our boy Cars is excited about.
Oh my God, yeah,
that one-handed catch. You got to give him credit for. Princeton. How about this, Shane? I saw the viewer asking him, who do we want at center? Anybody but Mustafa right now. You might have to go make a trade, but it was weird because they put Bars in at center backing up. We didn't know what was going on with Redmond, who we've been really high on watching number 62 on the tape. We had George, me, and my dad breaking this down this week on X's with the O's. If you're not a patron, you need to. We broke it down and we showed you, hey, Redmond is so much better than Mustafa. And then what happens tonight?
He doesn't play.
He doesn't play until the fourth quarter. Shane goes, wait, Redmond 62, right? He's running in there. Like, what happened to the rotation? What happened? It's almost like they're afraid of this network calling them out on Mustafa and that this guy's better. And they go this way. Here he is, Mr. fucking the Wise himself. Do we have volume?
Yeah.
Concussion, LaCale London elbow, and an Iggy with a shoulder.
Oh, Iggy,
So
awful tonight.
Terrible.
Big picture.
Shouldn't make
overall, I thought that the coming into this game, looking for these guys to be able to take advantage of opportunities. I thought they did that.
The Wise, if he
we had some
says it,
situational football in there. Didn't have a lot of plays in that first half.
I'm glad they got their media department hooked up so we could see the presser this week live.
And then to take it into the third quarter with Nick and a new group of guys on offense, the defense. They had a lot.
Guys, if you want to hear this presser without us, go over to their website.
You always
watch
want to be able to come out of these games
very closely
with as minimal amount of injuries as possible, and I feel good there. But I just appreciate this whole entire training camp, this preseason with our guys. They've been phenomenal, as I've told you in the past, and now what they've done is they've made our job tough and Ryan's job tough, because I feel like there's a lot of competition at certain spots. And when you do that, that enables you to realize
you should
that
know
you're
every
players,
fucking
good guys
person you want on the roster already.
Another team, and that's a part of this business. So,
oh my God, he's happy with everything, Shane.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a scramble mode. He got up and outside of the pocket, and
he broke away from the play you called and threw a great touchdown pass.
He made a great throw, and Jesper made a heck of a catch, and so
that was a dime ball.
So the one thing about Justin that I think he does a great job with is he keeps his eyes downfield. So like it would be so easy when you run 4.4 I know if I was 4.4, I'd be running all the time because I know how that feels. But he's staying up, man. He's throwing that ball, and he did a great job.
That's what you're supposed to do, Coach. Thanks for coming. You know what he does really well, Shane? He keeps his eyes down.
I was okay with
like
it. I thought with the time on the clock where we were, he took a shot. And we had another guy behind Jesper, and so sometimes that happens. You want to be smart. You don't want to do the one.
Had to get Foles in there. Got to get him ready.
Trying to throw it out of bounds, and it just stayed barely in bounds. It got almost got picked, and he knew right away. I just got to put a little bit more on it.
Should have flip
that one there
that
happened tonight.
Like
I was fine with.
Play Foles second. Let Foles go out there. Jesus Christ, this guy's so lost.
How hard is it? Yeah, it can be difficult because a lot of
Ask
times
one offensive line question.
Like you guys are the O-line, my eyes go here instead of down there. And so I think he has a
that's
good
what you
feel
do as a head
where
coach.
that is. And I thought our offensive line did a good job of giving him that pocket, especially in that drive.
Remember, Coach, this is year 4. What are your expectations?
Up and out now, is he taking off, or are you going to commit? And now he's going to throw it. And that's one of the things I've come away with in training camp. realizing that he's pretty special when he's outside the pocket. Yeah, really good. Really
Do you
good.
think he might
you're
give you
running
the
to
best
right, you're
chance to
throwing the
win,
right,
Coach?
A little bit across the body, but it's
you
the
think?
accuracy, and that has always been. You guys know, you've seen it. I mean, that's one of his strengths. Is
He's
his downfield
praising
throw
him.
accuracy balls, and he did it, and so we took
He
advantage.
does everything you can't teach him to do, Coach. Well, so this is what it is. I'm
we
serious.
weren't really we were not getting a lot of first downs. They were getting first downs, and it was one of those ones. You 3 and out, then a punt, and trying to get the run game going just a little bit, but at the same point in time,
so important right now.
It just
Get
happened
that
that we didn't get many
30-year-old
plays.
back
So
out
that's
there.
why at least the end of the
Oh my God.
the quarter there, to be able to get that 2-minute going was good. I thought it was good for him. It really was. I mean, that's why we wanted to do that. It was to be able to let them get out there, not even so much schematically as it was just them working together, them being in the huddle, them knowing what it's like together.
So you've
sitting on the bench with
decided
Juan, after a play, looking
this.
at
You've decided
the,
that Sam
the
Mustafa is
video
your
together.
center.
But that's what it's all about. Now we got time to put it all together, get into where we're at, and they get to see themselves.
The
on tape.
negativity
But
is
I thought it
real.
was very important, regardless of results of really what happened. I thought it was important to get that cohesion of them being together. Yeah. Sure. Well, I mean, we talked about that the other day. When
Don't worry, JP Holtz will make the team.
He took advantage of it.
Yeah, we're gonna cut him a little bit later.
I'd like to see
but,
that with these
you know,
players. They all
The kid showed
get
up real
opportunities,
big
and he
in the
did that, so I'm
performance.
proud of him
but
for that.
let's keep JP Holtz, who probably wasn't dressed because he's made the roster, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. Sure. If he says the wise, I swear.
I think that he's at a point right now where he's the level where we thought maybe he'd be at coming into this thing. You never know, right? And he's done a lot of great things. So I would say that with our situation, with where Andy's at and where he's at, that he's done everything he can to make us feel good that if we were to put him in the game or had to put him in the game, that he would do fine.
Imagine him talking about cohesion with that offensive line, Dad. Wanted to get cohesion.
For us, what we've asked him to do is to digest this offense.
It took
be
me
able to- be
one
able to
play
play
to
fast,
see
things.
Larry
He's still
Bourne just
growing with some
blow
things, right?
the defensive end
whether
down.
it's schematically some things.
How
he's
isn't
seeing or
he
where
in the
he's at,
game?
but I like that. I think that's natural. Every rookie quarterback right now.
Who
is going
knows?
through some of that stuff. I thought he's done a great
Maybe the
job
guys,
of
maybe
staying
they're
very
evaluating
positive.
the other guys.
Whether
they
it's a
had in
good
there.
play that he makes, he rebounds and stays flatlined. If it's
Maybe
if
gonna
a
cut
bad
Mustafa
play, he really rebounds well.
and,
So
and Getty.
I
They
think
wouldn't
Flip
fucking
and
cut Mustafa.
Bill Lazor have done
my
a great
God.
job of preparing him.
They worry
And-
about
and,
politics.
for him, that's a credit to him because he's done what we've asked him to do.
Good job, Naz. Tell this guy. He couldn't find his identity. His identity is number 32
I would say
out
that
there.
for us,
He ain't out
we'll have
there.
to talk to him, see how did he feel with the amount of. I don't even know how many reps he got. 21, yeah. So that's about what we were hoping to get from him, regardless of whether it was the first quarter or
Isn't
a
that
quarter
amazing?
and a
It
half.
just worked out.
So I'll have to
Genius.
see how's he feel tomorrow, recovering from a day of playing, and then we got this time in between.
We got
to
this
let
time.
him continue to get in football shape and see where he's at. But,
Nagy needs to
we
get
hope that
football
that's the case.
shape, right? Ryan Olsen. He ain't in shape.
Padded, maybe one. Oh, between we have another week too. So yeah, there's probably two. Yeah.
Dieter was working at center Medusa.
Yeah, I think so.
all
I feel
throughout
good.
the
I feel
spring.
good with Jason. I think Juan
Got
does.
no
I think
reps at
Bill
center
does.
in the fucking game
he's
to assess
come
him.
in here. What I'm really impressed with how
Can't
well
even
he's
make that
picked
shit up.
You know, the lingo, the terminology. He's done great there, and he's so focused. Like he comes in and he sits back. He hears everything. He's helping these other guys out. All the other tackles. I mean, he's awesome. That's all we can ask for. Now it's just the physical side. Like, where's he at physically for week one? And that's what we got. He knows it. We're going to step it up. We're going to get him going. He's
Get him
ready
on the
for it,
fucking
but
treadmill.
I think
Start
that's a
running.
really good
Get in
acquisition
shape.
by Ryan and his guys to be able to get him in here.
Play him 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Let's just seriously get to the point where you have an understanding. So unfortunate. Like, sitting there watching this now.
Sure. No,
Sure.
No, so for us, it goes back to, I mean, we are just as excited, right? And this is the plan. This is the process. We understand that. And it's what we've been saying from the very start. But with this, right, when you look at this thing, big picture, we love where he's at. He's done everything we've asked him to do. And he knows Justin, all he's focused on every day, even tomorrow, is being as great as he can be. And know that what we said, make it as hard on us as we can. And we'll all know. That's what I've said from
He's
day
not
one.
a good head
And
coach.
So as we continue with this plan and this process,
He's
that's
a
where
terrible head coach.
He looks like a person, public
No, I mean, I
relations
think
person.
Exactly.
We knew, or we hoped
he's
at
a
least that he would get
corporate
to this point.
communicator.
And now we know where we're at as
He's a
staff,
politician.
where we're at with
Straight
Andy.
up, Shane.
Again, being able to go
Straight
out there
up
and
that.
see
He's
where the
not a
entire
good coach.
offense is at.
No, he's
A good
not.
coach
Collectively with
puts
the wide receivers,
football
the tight ends,
first.
the O-line against the Rams.
He's talking.
with that plan.
He's
But
trying to
also knowing,
convince you
okay,
of
here's
something.
what Justin did.
This is
right?
what we're
And
doing.
We
That's it.
had to see
That's
that. We
who
had
I
to know
want.
that. And now we move forward with
Justin
what we talked
Fields
about,
is
but
the
at the same point in
goddamn-
time, feeling really good
Exactly,
about
Pierre.
where
He's
we're at with our
words and
quarterbacks.
words. We got to know the whys, collaborate, all of these this bullshit.
This guy said, "Who's this? Logan Frost,
What did
equipment
he say?
manager."
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of great quarterbacks in this league, and I think that it's something
So,
that he is going to continue to just keep
you
practicing,
know,
whether it's up and out to the right, up and out.
he
to the
didn't
left,
put
but
the
that's
quarterback
who he is, and
competition
he's able to make great plays.
right? That's number one. He just handed the job to Andy.
Both specifically Eddie, he hasn't played in a while, and
Everybody
was
on
like,
this
"Hey,
panel,
I want to play. I want to get out there. I wanna
everybody
see
in
where
the
I'm at." And
world
so we
knows that
appreciated
Justin's
Again,
the
we'll have
guy
to
that
talk
gives
to
you
him
the
and see
best
where
chance to
he's at
win,
physically
right?
and how he felt, but I thought he played really well.
So
And then
imagine
Danny, too.
being
I
a
thought Danny came out
53
and,
roster.
made some plays, and so training.
And you're listening
camp-wise,
to this guy
we haven't been
convince
able to
you
see him
that
as much
Andy's
either.
going to
So I
start for us
appreciate
and
their
give us the best
professionalism
chance
and
to win.
understanding this third game.
You
and
lose
some of the other guys not
everything.
playing,
You
them accepting
lose.
that and them going out there
You
and
lost
playing.
the
And so
locker room.
I'm excited to watch the tape.
So
But
don't
then
tell
once
me.
we watch this tape
We'll
tonight
see
on
the
the plane ride
whys.
home, tomorrow when tomorrow hits, I mean, it is all LA. So yep,
This
thank
is
you.
Dwight Schrute right here. That's who he is. If you don't watch The Office, go watch it. You're missing out. It's Dwight Schrute. And I just listen. Let me put this in pieces. As I was saying, you promised Andy to come here, and you can't do what Shane was saying. I can't remember, Shane, if you said it in the beginning or it was in the patron show, but you were right. Right? You said, okay, Andy's our guy. He's our guy. No matter what, he's our guy. You can't go back on that word. That means you can't put football first.
Do you want to listen to Sam Mustafer?
Probably not. No, I don't. I don't want this show to go
No,
any longer.
what I said was you can believe what they said in March when they signed Andy Dalton. They didn't have any other quarterbacks.
Exactly.
Nick Foles was the only quarterback under contract. So of course, when you go, it's like you're a single guy going out to the bar. You're going to say probably a lot more things that you don't really mean to hook up with the lady that's across from your face. Of course, I'd never do that now because of my beautiful wife, if she's listening, but you know what I mean. Back in the day, you'd say a lot of things, but when the draft came around and Justin Fields fell into your lap, that wasn't something that you planned on in March. You had no idea. So the NFL is a business. It was a business. Andy Dalton came here because the Bears offered him $10 million. If another team offered him $7 million, he wasn't going to go there. He made a business decision coming here for $10 million. Now the Bears should make a business decision and say, hey, we told you this in March. Things change in the NFL.
Football changes.
Shit changes fast. Yeah, every day, every minute.
That's right.
You think Belichick's going to go, oh, Cam, I'm sorry. We're going to keep you in there. We made that promise. Mac Jones is throwing dime after dime. Two. It's like, okay. At what point do you say, what's best for the fucking football team is the business? That's the reality. So that's one piece of why he's not a good coach, because he's not putting football first. That's a corporate thing. We made a promise to Jim. We're going to stay with Andy. We're going to do it. We're going to do what Andy. Now you're losing the locker room because everybody, Jasper Horsted's comment that Shane read you, the power of Justin Fields. That's what people like. There's something about this game. If you've never strapped it
that's your
on,
fourth string tight end
exactly.
saying that.
If you've
So what
never
do
put
you think Jimmy Graham or Cole Kmet are saying?
exactly, they all know Justin gives us the best chance to win. I had the pleasure, a former Bear let me in and took me out to dinner with Mike Brown, Brian Robinson. I forget who else was there. Mike Brown, Brian Robinson, Brian Urlacher, I think, showed up. But anyway, the point was they were all saying that Jim Miller gave them the best chance to win at that time. But they were going with another quarterback. I think it was McNown. And they were talking shit about this. It might have been somebody else. But the point was that all these players were saying this right in front of me. And I'm like, what? And I think back to Sam saying that to, the politics, you can't let it intrude. That's the one thing you have to do. And there's a reason why the Chicago Bears continue to hire these guys, except for Fox, because John Fox was more of a veteran coach. They've hired these guys that need a shot, that want a shot. They want to know the whys. They don't have the whys culture, have been a head coach, know this shit, and are going to put football first. They don't do that.
I like to ask you a question because I don't know his resume. Did he ever coach the line?
Who, Nagy?
No.
Yeah.
He's
Did
never
he ever coach
been a head
linebackers?
coach.
No.
Did he ever coach line? So what did he coach? Quarterbacks and receivers?
Yes.
That's his resume.
Quarterbacks only. And he then became suddenly a play caller under Andy Reid with the best offensive weapons in the entire NFL. And I said this earlier today, Dad, on another show on Sean's network. He went into the playoff, Shane, had the leading rusher in the NFL, and Kareem Hunt at the time gave him 7 carries in the game. They lose with Alex Smith, I think, was the quarterback at the time, right? Or was it Mahomes? It was Alex, right?
Yeah,
so it was Alex Smith. They run the ball 7 times and lose. And the Bears are hiring him to go. Now, there was all these questions of whether or not he called the games. Remember, Pace had to own up to. There's always fucking drama with this team. They can't do it right. The last point.
Everything is difficult, Phil. Everything.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
when we were watching live on here, you see the Bears. You get overly excited about a 12-yard gain, and I mean, there's other teams in the NFL ripping these off.
Like nothing.
Almost, down in and down out, and the Bears you're like, oh, here we go, and goddamn well there's going to be a flag, then there's going to be a false start the next down, and it's just they can't handle success at all. I mean, they get a little taste of it, and it's over.
I got to tell you something. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
I'm just going to say this.
This is the
third preseason game in a year where there's only 3. So it's a new process for every NFL team. So for Shane's point, he's saying in Buffalo, they're playing their number 1 quarterback out there, getting them ready. The New York Jets, did they play the young kid, Shane?
Oh, Wilson? Well, yeah. I mean, but they put him out there with their big guns. I mean, what you can consider big guns for the
playing.
He's getting ready, right?
How old is Emmanuel Sanders at this point? He's out there receiving passes from Josh Allen today in the second quarter.
It's just, they're going to argue, well, this is how we do.
And I know that flies in the face of my Damien. I don't need.
Thank you, Sushi. He didn't play. Oh,
in game 3. Yeah. Okay. I didn't check out the Jets, but yeah, I don't know, man. I got the coaching rundown for Matt Nagy, 2008, 2009 coaching intern. Then they elevated him after that for 1 season to coach's assistant. Then he went to offensive quality control coach. So that would be probably the most interaction that he would have with multiple positions right there as the quality control coach.
That's the donut coach.
Then he left Philly and went to Kansas City as the QB coach. then to the offensive coordinator, and then his next move was head coach, Chicago Bears.
It's
Now I got to
it's
tell you something. I was a 17-year-old kid. Sam Ratigliano was my coach. He coached the quarterbacks, the line, receivers, the tight ends. He went on the other side of the ball and coached the linebackers. We had another assistant, and he was a shoe salesman. All right. This is in New York City where you have tenure. You know, you owe this man a coaching job. That's the way it worked. And I felt bad for him because he really wasn't knowledgeable enough to do all this stuff. And we were so impressed with Sam. Well, anyway, I learned from that. I've coached every position you can ask my son. Every position. Linebackers, defensive ends, down linemen, offensive linemen, fullback, tailback, quarterback. Everything is under my parameter. And I could delegate responsibility because I have an offensive backfield coach, but I had to teach all of them how to do this. And that's a very difficult thing, especially when you become the head coach in 1968 and nobody knows how to coach that I had on my staff. And you have to teach him.
Yeah.
So this man has got the ability to call plays, but doesn't know the savvy of the offensive line and how that play is going to develop and why it can't work. Because now you have to learn the results of a defense or the techniques of the defense, not just the numbering system, but what their responsibilities are when you look at the front, right? The quarterback comes up to the line of scrimmage. He has to be taught all the techniques of those, the 7, the 2, the 1. What is he going to do? He's head up. What can he do from the head up position? He can go inside or outside. That's what you got to teach people. And you become a better play caller when you get to the line of scrimmage and you're the quarterback and you look at you're the coach and you're looking at you got a play called and quarterback comes up to the line of scrimmage and you go, timeout, because he can't run that play. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
And I don't think that guy has the authorization, in my opinion, to be calling plays or to run this football team, in my estimation. Because a good coach has discipline, number one. He knows everything. And he disciplines his coaches and he disciplines his kids. Every player on that team knows exactly what he's thinking. And you can't get away with any shit. Now, I'm going to tell you something else. The guy that's coaching the Tennessee Titans, he might not like Bill, but he is a Bill. He don't take no crap from anybody. He goes one-on-one with his players. He's not afraid, and he's not afraid to make a decision. And I tell you right now, I was so impressed with his football team when I looked at him tonight. There was no comparison. You got the better players, but there wasn't any control. That's the difference. That guy had complete control.
There you go. Look at you. Ranting, swearing, getting fired up.
I am fired up.
81
I don't want to
years
see you
old.
lose. This is a heck of a football team you got.
I think that's the key, Dad, is there's so much talent here. When you have a shoe salesman running, it's just like a business. You can have the best pizza in the world, but if you have somebody who doesn't know how to run the business, delegate, hold accountable, you're letting the fucking bus boys steal money. You got to be on top of everything, just like football as a head coach. There's
no doubt about it.
There's no wasted practice. There's no wasted rep. There's no wasted bullshit. There's no acceptance of being late. You hear all these stories of Tom Coughlin. Well, every coach worth a grain of salt is doing the same thing. We go up. Everybody remember this. Everybody remember this. We go up to England and play the Raiders and get our fucking asses served to us, a beatdown physically. I'm talking a physical beatdown. And you go on a losing streak. Boom, boom, because you got beat down. He can't get out of it. You know what got out of it? He handed the play calling over to Bill Lazor. And all the blog boys wrote, look at the schedule they're playing. Of course they're going to win. This is the NFL. Every fucking week it's hard. He had
no
one
easy
less
schedule.
duty. He was in charge of the team. That's what he could do, maybe. Maybe they like him. I don't know. Who wouldn't like someone who doesn't hold anyone accountable? I'm getting paid. Fuck it. That's the culture. There's no problems in the locker room, Phil. I'll tell you. Players aren't complaining. Okay. They're not complaining because he's asking the whys. Why do you guys hate me? Why can't we run the what? Fucking get out there. Do exactly what John. You want to see a great coach? John Harbaugh. That's a great coach.
Phil, you want to hear from
Recognize Lamar Jackson? Huh?
You want to hear from Justin Fields?
I mean, what is he going to say?
I don't know. He may.
All right, let's hear from Justin Fields. I don't see him.
It's coming on.
Okay. But my point is,
There he
John
is.
Harbaugh understands how to put the offense together for the player. This is the player right here.
Snap, I knew his man, so he had a corner out on there, and Jasper, he does a great job, relaying to the quarterback and doing a great job at scramble drill. So I just saw Jasper and saw the defender had his back turned, and just gave him a chance, and of course he made a great catch.
He said he wasn't sure if it was for him or Daz. Definitely for him.
For my man Jasper, for sure, yeah, for sure.
What was that first half like? Not many plays until you got that 2 minutes. You kind of feel like, hey.
Yeah. I mean, I think the time of possession that the Titans had was crazy.
Do they have to wear a mask in the presser?
I think it lets you know that he's.
When we did, we just wanted to take
probably not
every
anti-vax.
opportunity we got.
That he's not vaccinated. Yeah, because Mustford didn't have him. Mustford was unmasked. Horsted was unmasked, and so was Nagy.
Oh boy.
I think the Titans are a great team.
Could be
Of course,
personal
they've
choice.
been known for their defense a
Yeah.
long time. So, Coach Vrabel does a great job over there, and they have a lot of great athletes on their side of the ball.
Coach Vrabel does a great job over there.
Yeah. I mean, once
These
you just
questions.
rep it through practice, I mean, it just comes with repetition and, just throwing on the run, indie drills and stuff like that. So, of course, me being a mobile quarterback, I have to be able to make throws like that when I'm a threat to the defense to run or pass. I feel like I do it well. I've been doing it for a long time, so I'm just gonna keep getting better at it and hopefully keep making plays like I did today.
That drive was jump started when you guys got the PI.
Mm-hmm.
What's the key to just putting that ball in a position where you can either get a catch or
I mean, that was another play where
why is the barometer in
defender's
there?
back was turned, and in that situation, cover one.
The play was jump
see a lot
started,
of
Shane,
man
when
in
you got that
preseason,
PI.
In that situation, you just want to put the ball where, of course, Jasper could get it or
Oh
nobody.
my
So that's what
God, I
did,
hate
and,
these pressers. These
threw a flag on that play.
questions are so dumb.
You got to get better without preseason reps now.
It's not challenging. I'm not worried about that. I just got to take advantage of every practice rep I get. So, I can't be defeated by, there's no more preseason games. I just got to, every rep in practice, every play
I
that
love
get,
this
I got to
kid.
treat it like a game and get better on that play.
Me too. That's just a great answer to that dumb question. I mean, it wasn't a bad question.
What's it like for you now, not knowing when your next start is going to be and how you can approach?
Just take it day by day. Don't worry about the future, because honestly, we don't know how long we're going to be on this earth.
I'm built for
So,
this
I'm just
shit.
taking it day by day,
Remember?
taking it,
I'm built for this
every
shit, he
practice,
said.
And,
Man, now you
every-
can't figure
every play
that
I get in
out.
practice, just focus on that play and
Who was
just
the better
get better.
quarterback this whole preseason, Dan?
He was.
Exactly.
I think, every aspect of the game I need to improve in. I'll probably say that for the rest of my playing career, but of course, I think there's always room to improve. So I'm just going to try to get better each and every day.
after these 3 games, do you feel more ready? Do you feel ready to?
I mean, of course, yeah. I feel like if you're going to play in the game, you should feel more ready. They're just playing preseason games for sure.
I love this kid. Oh my God. Do you feel ready, Shane? You feel... Of course I do, asshole.
Yeah. Of course, it's situationally, knowing the situation. 2-minute drill, we want points on the board, and it's that certain play. So in that particular play, the defender's back was turned. So in that situation, you want to put the ball where your receiver can get it, or it's going to be an incomplete pass. So that's I think those are the things you have to look at when deciphering whether to tuck it and run or just throw the ball away. I feel great about it. I felt like I got better each and every day. So I'm, just going to stick to that plan and just try to keep on improving.
Thank you about your ability to keep your eyes downfield, whether
Mhm.
you're pocket or scrambling. Is that something you've always had, or is that something you've had to work on?
I feel like, I've had great coaches in the past that have taught me, I have a great throwing ability, but I also have a great running abilities. So, to make the defense more stressed, if you're out of the pocket, keeping your eyes downfield will definitely give your receivers more time to get open. And it's definitely harder for the DBs to cover for that long. So just being able to keep your eyes downfield when you're moving around in the pocket and scrambling definitely gives your offense a better chance at being successful in that certain play.
To a quarterback in a city that's never had a quarterback right there.
He just said a good job. I think Coach Nagy just expects that from us. So of course, he was excited, but he expects us to execute the 2-minute drive because we do it, countless times throughout the week. So we just try to put ourselves in practice, put ourselves in game situations where we practice those situations, and of course one popped up today and at the end of the second quarter, and we executed. Of course, I was excited, but me, I try to stay more even keeled throughout the game. So that's
nice question, Pat. That's Pat.
Are you excited about that?
Appreciate you.
Thank you. We got a lot out of that one. Jesus,
that's brutal. But do you want to pop this up here and
sure?
Just...
What do prop? What? Go ahead. What do we got? Oh, the pass.
That was.
We got it. Look at the squaring of the shoulders, off balance to the outside.
There was nobody else catching that other than Horsted.
See how he hurdles almost to maintain a square shoulder right there.
You got to give the kid a lot of credit catching the ball.
Oh my God, the kid Horsted has been very impressive all preseason.
But is he a tight end?
Yes.
How big is
he?
He
Tight end.
He looks slender.
He's 6. He's light. I think he's like 228, 230.
Jesus, don't piss Cars off. This is Cars' boyfriend. Cars has him on his wallpaper on his iPhone.
6'4". When do final cuts take place?
Tomorrow, correct. He's 6'3", 237.
No, Monday or Tuesday.
Monday?
Can we get somebody in the chat or Cherie, Jackal? I want to know. Alex Sims is saying it's Tuesday.
That's what I heard. Tuesday.
So maybe we got to pop on with the TTNL.
I think the Bears are going to be. Phil, I mentioned it in game. I think the Bears are going to be scouring that waiver wire for wide receivers on other teams. I don't think that they're happy there.
Shane's throwing his beautiful hat in the ring here. You're predicting a
I understand everybody's
signing.
excited about Adams and that whole thing, but listen, if they're not willing to put Justin Fields out there for big time snaps early, I doubt they're willing to do the same for Ronnie Adams. I just think that they're going to be looking at wide receiver for more speed, maybe somebody with some size.
I think New England be just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you see any chance of a veteran center being brought over here?
I would do that, Phil, but with the way that the Bears do things, I don't think so, because I think that the way that they'll look at it is we have Cody Whitehair, we have James Daniels, Sam Mustipher, and depending on what they do with Redmond, I mean, who knows? But I think that that's the way, because they're always preaching versatility, which I get it. Versatility is important.
The tape never lies.
Yeah, exactly. Versatility
Redmond is the center.
Yeah,
he didn't even play until they put Bars in before they put him in. It's so irritating. It's eerily
I'll tell you right now, every lineman on that team ought to learn how to play center.
Yeah.
Then you get the right one.
Dieter Eisland, I thought, had a great camp. Everything I saw of him. I saw one play where I talked to him and he admitted he got over himself. And today he did another time. He missed one block. I counted it. And then he never even allowed to play center. Like, how completely neglectful is it?
Yeah,
you asked him to move there.
Off season, yeah.
Can you imagine, Dad, you asking a kid to move there? Then you do that. He practices all the time. Then start of camp, he's doing it, rotating in, second string center. Then all of a sudden you get injuries, Jenkins, this, that, the other, as you all know. And all of a sudden you move him to guard because of numbers. Then you have an opportunity tonight. Get in there, play center. Nope, they throw bars, and who hasn't practiced at center? Maybe he did. I wasn't there every day. I'll have to ask Zach Pearson. This is the kind of shit that I do not get.
I'm sorry.
Cameron
I feel bad
Beige
for you
says.
because I've been living and listening to you for so many years about this team, and every year something screws up, and it just doesn't look right to me either. That's how I felt when I was listening to you talk in an introduction. I felt the same thing. I said, "What the hell is going on here?" It looked like they were the JV team playing against this great football team. Really,
I know.
And if they ever put that running back in there and their number one quarterback, the score would have been 50-0. The way you guys were playing.
Oh my God, it would have been an embarrassment.
It would have been embarrassing.
We didn't have. I mean, we did see Danny Trevathan real quick. Then we're gonna wrap up here tonight.
Adam Hogue is reporting that he believes that Justin Fields is a lock to make the 53, just in case anybody was wondering. He just tweeted that out.
Thanks, Adam. You're really breaking that down. Jesus.
Oh, my God. That's cute.
If you're not a patron, go over to the tapeneverlies.com, become a patron Tuesday. Right? Tuesday. We'll be going live on the patron side. X's with the Monday. Dad, Monday we're gonna go. George said that's a better day.
George DeLeon?
I want to get Coach DeLeon.
He said you got to call him. He's ready.
I will call him. I'll call him tomorrow night. I'm taking a break tomorrow. I'm taking the family to the amusement park.
Oh, good for you.
There you go.
That's where I had to go to the amusement park.
Yeah, that's where Nagy. He wants to know the whys. Go on the ride.
He's at the circus, not the amusement park.
So we'll be live Monday on X's with the O's, taking a look at this, and we'll predict with George Baralissimo. Maybe Shane will jump on. No, I don't think you're working. So
Monday,
we'll be there. Yeah, we'll be there live, I think 12 p.m. East. 12 p.m. East.
We can do it this way too, Phil. We have major breaking news for this network that's going to be coming up next week. But if you would like that news early, then head on over to the tapeneverlies.com and become a TTNL patron. We'll be sharing the news there first before the general public finds out. And it's
really my father doesning even know the big news. I haven't even talked to him yet. But yeah, big news Wednesday night, keeping it 100. You're going to want to tune in every Wednesday night. This show right here. Nope.
This is NFL Network.
Hey, this is David Kaplan.
BHL for the Bears.
Exactly, Greg.
Oh my God!
This is crazy.
I am in heaven. What?
If the dude's a fucking pussy.
Concept-wise, his run game doesn't match with his pass game.
This is Matt Waldman.
This is Olin Cruz.
This is Paige DeMacco, CEO of the Draft Network.
Rashid Davis, former Chicago Bears wide receiver.
Hey, my name is Rashawn Whitfield, the footwork king.
What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Nall here with the Chicago Bears.
You're keeping it 100 with Shane and Phil.
Keeping it 100 with Phil and Shane.
You're listening to my guys Shane and Phil on
Keeping It 100.
My boy Caden Whitlow producing some great promos. Wednesday night, we will have some big news. We'll also have former Bears players on talking about the final 53 roster. We're going to have former Chicago Bear defensive lineman Chris Zorich on the show, as well as former Bears quarterback Eric Kramer on the show. 2 former Bears from the 90s. Last week, if you missed former Bears quarterback Shane Matthews, that was must-see TV and listen radio because Shane can't use a computer. My boy Shane Matthews.
Not this Shane.
Not this Shane. The other Shane. I go, Shane Matthews. My father's 81. He's getting on here. You got to step up. So tune in Wednesday night, keeping it 100. Huge news for TTNL in the future as we hit the season. If you love this network, you definitely want to be there. If you want to find out before, another tease, sign up, as Shane said, the tapeneverlies.com. Big news this week. Excited to kick off the football season. College football was today, and unfortunately, the Chicago Bears, led by one other than Matt Nagy, pulled a Chris Jackal.
Can only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but, can only
Exactly. We only can imagine the smells that are coming out of Matt Nagy's brain at this point.
Man, and
yeah,
friend of TTNL, one of our partners, Phil, is partying like a rock star tonight. His guy Jesper Horsted going off, 104 yards. He FaceTimed my daughter because he's so excited. Cars. Took a screenshot. There's cars up in the corner FaceTiming my daughter.
Did you see Horsted? Look at her.
Yeah, poor girl. I don't know what Cars is doing there, but
that's great.
Something very questionable, Cars.
Listen, let's put a bow on the preseason. Obviously, all the bows and whistles will be on Wednesday night. We'll be breaking down the tape, Dad, with you on Monday. And
you didn't say the time. What time?
I said 12. I believe it's 12. 11 or 12 East. George, is over in England, so he's 5 hours ahead. So we want to make it convenient for him. I think he said 11. So we'll go with 11.
11.
East. If you're a patron, you can always watch it later. It'll be on the private channels there and posted by none other than Shane, the smartest man, Marceau. Anything else before we wrap up? Final thoughts on this preseason. Let's go around. One guy, anything, a surprise you think will make the team? Even in the chat, is there somebody, do you really think Horsted will make the team, Shane, with everything you see?
They kept 5 tight ends last year. They've been known to go heavy there, so I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do. But like I said, I think they're going to be. I think the Bears are going to be very active. Are they going
to put Tariq Cohen on PUP IR?
Well, he's on PUP. He started camp.
Will he
on
be
PUP.
on IR?
No, I think they'll leave him. I think they'll. Yeah, they can keep him on PUP.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not going to be a guy that you see until at the earliest week 6, 7, 8. He's not ready.
Guys, if you're a big time fan of the network, head over to the swag shop. Get yourself some swag. We got Keeping It 100 shirts. I was surprised I didn't see Ogletree tonight, Andy Spencer. I think maybe that solidified his job.
Oh,
Obviously, I think he's definitely making this team.
Solidified, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's definitely making this team. Let me think of one guy to question you. Oh, how about the guy that somebody I saw? I want to give proper credit here. Gibson definitely is making this football team, in my opinion. I think he was the best defensive player tonight.
Yeah, he was
number 99.
Very close numerous times tonight.
Oh my God. He was killing me. The
49 made a couple of good plays.
Oh yeah. Number 49, Snowden. Does he make the team? I don't think he makes the team.
Yeah, I think
you're going to try to stash him, right?
Well, he may have stubbed his toe on the way to the locker room tonight, so they can. You need to ice that up, kid. Well,
this is a good question here, and then we'll wrap it up. My guy Trey Roberson, somebody I think the kid. I got to be honest. Me and Ryan Cox were watching this game together with Shane, and I was like, Roberson is better than the kid they drafted from Oregon, in my opinion.
Yeah,
he's more
I think
physical.
He's
not
like I said,
just because of the interception for the touchdown either.
Right.
I just think.
I think that's another place that they're going to be. Oh yeah,
Artie Burns is not making this football team. No
Artie Burns
way.
got drafted because of his speed. He got drafted so high in Pittsburgh, but no, cornerback and wide receiver, they're going to be involved with heavy.
Okay.
And
sorry.
They're going to
Go ahead. Finish your point. I'm sorry.
No. I was just going to say, those questions and questions like, hey Nagy, we found your whys. There they are.
Right up Kermit's ass. There's all the whys. You got to find the why. I think both Iggy Abunaway and Josh Woods do not make this football team.
Yeah, they don't deserve to at this point. No, I totally agree. I think that they're going to keep Iggy the simple reason because their special teams is so up in the air, and I think that's probably where they're going to keep him on. But Caleb Johnson is got to be higher than both of those guys.
I agree. That
in
kid
my book, yeah.
That's something we got to watch. We will go live on Tuesday because I want to talk about this final 53. And Shane will point out, because he is the smartest man, that it ain't over yet. You'll see some more, and they might cut some more. But I want to see how they delve that offensive line. How do they handle Dieter Eisland and Redmond?
One thing that's critical that you don't forget, the way that the NFL works, and this is where the GM hat comes into play, is you're going to see veterans, once they get signed after week 1, their contracts are no longer guaranteed. They're guaranteed week to week, not for the season. If they're signed before you play your first game, if they went out and signed an offensive lineman, veteran offense, like Jason Peters, just say his contract is guaranteed for the season no matter what. If they would have signed Jason Peters in week 2, his contract then becomes guaranteed week to week. And that's where these teams, that's how they use that. That's a workaround that they use with veteran players. They won't sign them for week 1. They'll bring them in on week 2. And that's where these deals are made tonight. They're made this week with veteran players. Hey, so-and-so, we'd like to bring you in, but we're going to bring you in on week 2. So don't forget about that.
Nope.
What are the whys, right? What are the whys? And so when we all understand what the whys are, whatever that is.
I'm telling you, how stupid is that?
Thank you. Listen, guys, we'll be live, keeping it 100 Wednesday night. If you're a patron, we'll be live Tuesday and Monday, covering this football team like nobody else. I hope you enjoyed tonight's Bears Hour Live. Obviously, the final preseason. I just think Matt Nagy and company, my final thoughts here, have no preparation, no understanding, and they're always looking for some other conclusion, like big plays. Big plays are nice. Well, you gotta jab before you throw the big punches. You gotta jab before. Mike Tyson would jab before he came in there, got close, and just uprooted you right into the skull and knocked you the hell out. Our coach doesn't get it. He doesn't. And unfortunately, tonight was another showcase of preparation. Go ahead. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just hope that they evaluate the film, because they didn't run the ball very well against this front of Tennessee's. They're very huge, big guys, tough guys. And then that's how you could find out who your linemen are. I mean, if your center can't block them, you got to find another center. That should be his telling point right there.
Well, the center is a concern. The coach is the number one concern. And as I was going to finally say, the center is something we got to keep our eyes on. And we'll see how they handle the final cuts. We'll break it all down. I love you guys. I appreciate all 780 of you. Just do us a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. As some of you...
You know what? It was an overthrow.
Thank you for watching Bears Hour Live, the best post-Bears game show on the planet, on the Tape Never Lies Network.